Lebanon is still grappling with a major tragedy after two explosions killed hundreds and injured thousands on August 4th. The LGBTQ community in Beirut has been especially hard hit from the blast that shook the city, where it is punishable by law to be in a same-sex relationship. For more on how the community has been impacted and how to help, we have Andrea. He is a drag performer in the city and was injured in the blast. So, Andrea, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, Andrea.
No problem. All right. So tell us what happened. I understand that you lost your house and you were also injured. What went through your mind and how did this whole explosion impact your life?
To say the least, it was when I'm telling the story every time, it's a very unreal experience. It's like I'm telling you a fiction novel, actually. My house was located around 500 meters from where the explosion happened, and I was home, unfortunately. And so I had to endure the explosion and witness my house collapsing on top of me, then being helpless and running back to the hospital and having to undergo surgery without any anesthesia because they were very short on supplies was quite the apocalyptic experience, to say the least.
Unbelievable. Now, do you have any? I know that your house is damaged. Do you have any of your belongings? Did you manage to get anything before you left?
Yeah, actually, I was very severely injured. I'm recovering right now. I still have a week to go, actually. But my chosen family, my community, was able to go and pick up as many belongings as they could. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, my building was very close and is going to collapse any day now. So I had to be safe.
Well, we're glad that you're safe. Now, you started a GoFundMe fundraiser to help the LGBTQ community, people in the city where you have been displaced. How have people reacted to that?
Okay, so the LGBTQ community here is very vulnerable and they're very marginalized by the state. So the explosion definitely amplified that. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, most of them don't have any support from their families. So there was difficulty getting them to have a shelter. So we decided as a community to come up with a fundraiser. It's a community initiative. We are not an NGO in any way. Unfortunately, our NGOs here, who are very well funded, the LGBTQ ones, have not picked up any slack. So we had to do it ourselves with complete transparency. And we are trying to provide as much shelter, food, first aid for the community, from the community to the community.
Mm-hmm. And finally, how do you feel the government has responded to this tragedy?
The government here has been very absent. They are actually making life harder on us. Mm. So last week they didn't intervene for a week now, actually, 10 days from the explosion. And today they decide to cut off help if you don't have a license. So you can't go and distribute food to people if you do not have a license to do so.
Wow. Just so tragic. We are glad that you are safe and that you're on the mend. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us, Andrea.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much.